Hi everyone, welcome to my March reading journal setup video. I hope everyone is staying healthy and staying safe. I'm a little bit late to posting this video since it is the middle of March now, but I thought this seemed like a good time to do something that would just be fun and relaxing, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. So this month I really wanted to go with a theme that would feel springy to me, so I really wanted to go with something that would be very yellow, so I decided to go with a hot air balloon theme because I just saw some really cute pictures of hot air balloons. I will link below the images that I was using for inspiration. So here you can see the original sketch that I had when I was just kind of planning out what I wanted to do, and then next to it is the outline that I'm going to be using for my actual reading journal cover page. And I wanted to do something that was a little bit whimsical and sweet and just felt very springish. And then I was trying to figure out like what I wanted, the basket of the balloon to be, and I decided to use a poppy as the kind of like basket almost for it. And then of course decided to put in a crescent moon in the flower because apparently every single one of my spreads has to have crescent moons as part of the theme. I don't know if this is going to last the entire year, but so far, every spread has had moons. I don't do this on purpose, but apparently my brain just goes, oh, you know what this picture needs? More crescent moons. So the reason that this video is coming a little bit later than I intended is just because I have been really busy and had a lot of things going on between work and school, because my semester has really started now. I have my final project that I'm working on, I have a client that I'm working with, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So I just haven't been filming and uploading as frequently, and so, for the next few months until the semester's over, my reading is probably going to be kind of sporadic, my videos might be a little more sporadic, but that's okay, we gotta adjust to whatever it is that's going on in our lives. And so that's why I didn't post this at the beginning of the month, but now that I am home more for a little while, I have a little bit more time, and I just wanted to do something that would, be fun and relaxing. I really love to do creative projects, and I always forget how important it is to me and how important it is to kind of my own state of mind and managing my stress and all of that. But taking the time to sit down and spend 2 hours making these spreads and making this cover page and everything really reminded me, how important it is to me to have creative outlets, to take time to let myself do creative things, and it just made me feel so much better. And for the background here, I'm using a watered down yellow ink. I really like using inks, I've talked about this before, because they give it this more sheer look to it, and I really wanted to be able to layer the inks so that it would have more texture to it. My original plan for the background was actually that I was going to just do a yellow border and leave the center white. But it ended up, I felt like looking kind of funny, so I kept putting more and more yellow until I just ended up filling in the entire background yellow. But I like how it looks, so it's okay. I was filming this video in front of a window on a cloudy day, so the light keeps changing a lot during the video, and this part right here, I almost cut out, but I decided to leave it because I really liked to see that this was a moment when the sun really came out from behind a cloud and then kind of went back. I really like the play of the natural light. And now I'm using a very old and kind of lumpy white acrylic paint to put in the clouds on the background because I wanted the clouds to be more opaque and have a little more texture against the sheer yellow of the inks that were used for the background. And I'm using a Q-tip here partially because I like the texture that it created because it gives it these more round lines than a paintbrush would, but also because I can't really find my paintbrushes right now. Something else I realized is that every time I do backgrounds, and especially clouds, for some reason I always start at the bottom, even though I should start at the top and work my way down so that I don't have to worry about smudging the stuff that's at the bottom. But somehow, I never learned that lesson. Someday, I will learn that, but apparently not today. And then here we have the original sketch next to the end result of the cover page. Then before getting into the spreads for the month, I wanted to show you my spring TBR and spring DNF pages. Since I've been doing seasonal TBR and DNF videos, I wanted to make a spread for them as well. So this is something that is new to my reading journal. So that is my spring TBR. I have a video for it that I will link below if you want to see me talk about these books that I am planning to read in the spring. And then the DNF page will be filled out over the course of March, April, and May as I DNF books. So now we're into the spreads. Of course, the first page is going to be my calendar for the month. And this time I decided that I wanted to use a marker to do the calendar. Usually I just outline it all in a black pen, but I decided this time I'd try going for color, even though it's a very neutral color. And I like how it turned out overall. I still messed up this calendar in a lot of ways, because you'll see there are some random boxes at the top because I made my lines too long, and that's another thing that every month I tell myself that's not going to happen, and then every month I mess up the calendar and end up with weird random boxes. So it's another lesson that someday I will have to learn, but apparently not today. And then I filled in the numbers with a white Jelly Roll pen. I don't know if I would do this again because it's really hard to see the numbers. I probably wouldn't do it again on such a light color for the background, but maybe if the background color was a darker color, it would be better. Next is the TBR page, and I'm drawing another poppy here. And for this one, I kind of wish that I had left the space at the bottom of the R white, the way I did for the B, just so it would be easier to see the legs of the R, but that's okay. And then I'm drawing some vines for the poppy, even though poppies don't have vines. But you know what? That's fine, since when are we being realistic? And then I am doing my reading log and doing a little moon and cloud theme for it. For this page, I have a new stamp that I am very excited about. I just get very excited about whenever I get a new stamp, apparently. But I have a little 5-star rating stamp, which I'm super excited for because I think it looks really cute, and it just makes everything look a little bit more like polished than when I was drawing in the stars myself. It's also a lot easier to fill in the stars with my star rating, especially if I have like a half-star rating. It's just a lot easier to do it this way than when I was drawing the stars myself. So I'm very excited about this stamp. And here's my reviews spread, and this is something that is new to this year. I think was last month the first month that I did this. I don't really remember, but it's new this year and I've really been liking using it. With this spread, for some reason I decided that I wanted to put a swallow on this page, even though there are not birds or swallows anywhere else in the cover design, in the spreads, nowhere else. It's not a big deal, but I just don't know why I decided to put a swallow there. I guess I was just thinking it's a hot air balloon, so it's in the sky and there are birds? I don't know. And this is my favorite book of the month spread. This is probably the simplest spread that I have for the month. I feel like I need to figure out a better system for my favorite book of the month spread, because I like having it, but I always feel like it's kind of a boring page, so I need to figure out a better setup for it. Next is the haul spread, and I really like how this one turned out. I think this is when I remembered that this was supposed to be hot air balloon themed, so I decided to put some hot air balloons on this page, and I think they turned out very cute. For some reason, the marker that I was using for the lettering looked kind of green almost, so I had to go over it with a blacker black marker. And the last spread that I have here is my video schedule spread. And I'm just doing some more poppies and one of those little banners. I actually kind of wish I had done more of these little banners throughout the spreads, because I think it's really cute and I like how it looks. And this title design ended up actually being one of my favorite spreads, just because I like the flowers and the little swooshy banner. And finally, here we are at the final flip through for my March reading journal spreads. I really love how the cover page for this month came out. I think this might be my favorite one so far this year. And I like how most of the spreads came out too, except for the calendar page, because I messed up the boxes. But other than that, I like how this one turned out. I hope you all enjoyed watching this. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye.